When we think of heroes, our minds often jump to those in sharp suits, making headlines or standing in the spotlight on TV. We picture leaders, innovators, and those whose names are known by all. But the truth is, heroes aren't always the ones in suits or on TV. Sometimes the most remarkable acts of courage and kindness happen far from the cameras in places most people never notice. Sometimes real courage is found in the quietest corners, in the gentle footsteps echoing through empty hallways long after everyone else has gone home. It's in the silent dedication of those who work when the world isn't watching, who give their best without expecting applause. It's found in people who do the right thing simply because it's right, not for recognition or reward, but out of a deep sense of responsibility and care for others. These are the people who make a difference in ways that often go unseen. This is the story of Ethan, a janitor at Omnitech, a man everyone overlooked but who held the company together in ways no one realized. Day after day, Ethan moved quietly through the building, his presence barely acknowledged by those around him, yet his impact was profound. While executives chased big dreams and made important decisions, Ethan worked in the shadows, unnoticed but essential. He kept the office running smoothly, ensuring every space was clean, safe, and welcoming for everyone who entered. Wisdom, after all, doesn't care about job titles. It lives in the hearts of those who pay attention, who care deeply, and who act with quiet integrity. Ethan's wisdom was in his actions, small, consistent, and full of heart. Sometimes the person who cleans the floors is the one who keeps everything from falling apart. Their steady hands and watchful eyes catch problems before they grow, and their kindness creates a sense of belonging for everyone. This story reminds us, everyone has a light inside them, no matter their role or title. It's the small acts of goodness, the quiet moments of care, that truly make a place feel like home. And sometimes it takes the darkest night for that light to shine the brightest. In those moments, the true heroes reveal themselves, not with grand gestures, but with unwavering dedication. Even a single quiet voice can change everything. Ethan's story is a reminder that every person matters, and sometimes the greatest impact comes from those we least expect. Every night, as the world outside grew quiet and the city lights flickered on, Ethan gently tucked in his daughter Lily. He would read her a bedtime story, smoothing her hair and whispering promises of a bright future. These moments, filled with warmth and love, were the highlight of his day, a reminder of why he worked so hard. After Lily drifted off to sleep, Ethan would quietly slip out, heading to Omnitech, where he worked the night shift as a janitor. The building was vast and modern, its glass walls reflecting the city's glow, but inside the halls were empty and silent, save for the soft hum of his cleaning cart. As a single father, Ethan carried the weight of two roles, provider and nurturer. He juggled work, chores, and parenting, always striving to give Lily a life filled with opportunity and hope. Every sacrifice he made was for her, every late night and early morning fueled by his love and determination. But Ethan's story didn't end with mops and buckets. When the offices emptied and the world slept, he revealed his secret ambition. On an old, battered laptop, he taught himself to code, poring over tutorials and practicing lines of code in the quiet hours. The empty office became his classroom, the silence his teacher. With every keystroke, Ethan imagined a better future for Lily. He dreamed of building something lasting, something that would lift them both out of struggle, brick by brick, line by line, fueled by hope and love. To the world, he was just the janitor, a quiet figure in the background. But beneath the surface, he was mastering the language of the future, determined to rewrite his story and prove that dreams could be built in the shadows. Recognition didn't matter to Ethan. What mattered was the hope he was building, for himself, and most importantly, for Lily. Every late night was a step closer to a new beginning. Night after night his skills grew. The more he learned, the more determined he became to change their lives, to break free from the cycle and show Lily that anything was possible. In the stillness of the night, Ethan was more than a janitor. He was a creator in the making, quietly building a future where hope and hard work would open every door. One quiet night, as the city lights flickered outside and the world seemed to sleep, Ethan moved silently through the polished corridors of the executive floor. The hum of fluorescent lights was his only companion. While dusting a rarely used shelf in the CEO's office, he stumbled upon a folder left behind. Its label read, Project Nightingale. Inside, he found a confidential document outlining a secret plan to acquire a rival company. But as Ethan read further, his heart pounded. The target company's security was alarmingly weak, and the acquisition could open the doors to a massive data breach. Drawing on his self-taught coding skills, Ethan quickly recognized the scale of the risk. He saw how hackers could exploit the vulnerabilities, putting Omnitech's reputation and future in jeopardy. This wasn't just a business deal, it was a potential disaster waiting to happen. The more he thought about it, the more the weight of responsibility pressed on him. Millions of people's private data and the livelihoods of countless employees hung in the balance. If this deal went through, the consequences could be catastrophic. Yet the executives upstairs, blinded by ambition and the promise of growth, hadn't noticed the danger lurking beneath the surface. They were too focused on the numbers to see the real threat. Ethan felt small and powerless, just a janitor in a world of suits and decisions. But deep down, he knew he couldn't simply walk away from what he'd discovered. The truth weighed on him, demanding action. In the world of code, there are no job titles or hierarchies, only facts. The vulnerabilities were real and the risk was undeniable. The code didn't care who found the problem, it only revealed the truth to those willing to see it. With a deep breath and a quiet resolve, Ethan decided he had to act. Even if his voice was small, even if no one listened at first, he couldn't ignore the whisper in the empty halls. Sometimes it takes just one person to make a difference. The next morning, Ethan faced his fear and walked into the board meeting. Holding the Project Nightingale papers, he interrupted the executives, risking everything. "Please, just give me 5 minutes," he pleaded. "The danger is in the code." The room was skeptical, a janitor warning them about $1 billion deal. But Ethan stood his ground, driven by the need to protect his daughter's future and the company he quietly admired. He wasn't just a janitor now, he was a guardian of the truth. Sometimes courage is simply refusing to stay silent, and sometimes that's enough to make people listen. Something in Ethan's conviction made the CEO pause. Given a laptop, Ethan demonstrated the security flaw, using simple code to show how easily the company could be breached. The executives watched in stunned silence as a simulated hack exposed the threat. Suddenly the risk was real, no business jargon could hide it. Ethan's knowledge, once invisible, now shone brighter than any title. The room realized the janitor had just saved them from disaster. They saw his intelligence and integrity, and everything changed. Sometimes the right person is the one you least expect. The board immediately canceled Project Nightingale. The CEO thanked Ethan, recognizing his true value. Ethan was offered a job on the cybersecurity team, not out of pity, but respect. His story spread, reminding everyone that heroes come from anywhere. Omnitech changed, encouraging every employee to share ideas, no matter their role. Ethan stayed humble, never forgetting where he started. His courage taught the company, and us, that integrity and wisdom can be found in anyone. Sometimes the quietest voice is the one that saves the day.
What's something people don't know about stories? They never truly end. There's always a new adventure waiting for you. Just pick your next tale and I'll meet you there. Subscribe to the Story Circle and let me know which story I should tell next in the comments.